We are doing it, and the beard is coming in, bro. All right. Today, talking about doing it. I mean, I think I talk about execution a lot. Maybe that should be the nickname, the executioner. No. I had a conversation with a client's parent recently, and it totally gave me the vibes for this specific topic. Every time I touch my thing, the camera bounces around. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna do some new cool stuff with our look-ins here. So the question was, I was working with his son in a group of ball players. One specific evening, no big deal, and I will not name or point out the parent, although that person knows who they are, and the conversation was entertaining for me anyway, so figured I'd share, and it would be useful because the question was around nutrition, like just generally, hey, do you guys work with folks to dial in some nutrition? I'm like, well, sure. What do you want? What do you mean? Technically, large part of my training was actually in sports nutrition, but that's like a bazillion years ago. And what I have learned is that most people just screw up the really easy parts. It's actually very, very simple. Nutrition I don't consider to be very hard. I think many of us objectively know what is good to eat. And that's the part that I mean. It is difficult to eat well. There is a lot of temptation. There's a lot of reasons why you might not eat well. There's a lot of actually rational reasons, I love ice cream. I love good beer and good wine and good whiskey and whatever. But moderation is very key. So with all the information that is out there, it isn't that I think the education is missing. It's purely execution. And then why don't we do that? There are many people out there who want to sell kind of secret sauce, special tips. If you do it my way, you'll do it faster. It'll be easier. You're seeing diabetes drugs now pushing you might lose some weight now. Diabetes is one of those things where you really have some power over it as a specific disease process, especially in the early stages when we're younger, maybe you're in your 30s or 40s, you're pre-diabetic, blood sugar levels are a little wonky. Understanding that, you can use that blood sugar like readily, just right now. Right this instant, if your blood sugar is high, you can go out and take a jog, your blood sugar will drop. And this is how we should be treating these kinds of conditions. I mean, yes, of course, they can be handled on the nutrition side. But when someone asks me, well, what do I do to improve my blood sugar? They know the answer to that. That person specifically knew the answer because they said, well, tell me what good food is. So just list off your top 10 foods that come to mind when you think, well, what's good food? Oh, I don't know. Vegetables. Okay, great. Sure. That's one. There's many kinds, so I would even let you lump it into that. But let's go. All right, well, fruit. Okay, fine. This is a bazillion kinds, so good. That's great. Let's talk about the last time you had the amount of fruit and vegetables in a single day that would be considered enough. And then you get the look, I get it. It's totally fine. We don't always have to eat perfectly. I mean, I certainly do not. What's going on, Jeff? I certainly do not. I recommend anyone eats perfectly. I think it's one of those things I recommend people do is try all kinds of foods, try all the kinds of drinks, try all the kinds of things. And see for yourself, that's what kind of life is about, and accepting some of the consequences. So if you try a very, very spicy food because you want to be a little adventurous, you know what's going to happen. You've accepted the terms of this, so you try it. That's the consequence. And if you eat too much cake, that's fine. Eat all the cake. Recognize that if you still want to complain about your diabetes, then you better do something about the other side of that cake, right? So the other side of that cake is now it's in your body. There's blood sugar. Let's get to it. Let's burn that off. Let's follow your physician's advice. When it comes to medicines and other kinds of ways to decrease your, resting blood sugar, and then move on. But again, it is not about whether or not we know what we should be doing. It's just like, do we do it? That's pretty much it, guys. I really wanted to just kind of touch on that story. I wanted to, make sure you're interested. This stuff is all in your power. If you want it, just go do it. You cannot, I'm going to borrow so many stupid cliches during this podcast, I promise you. You cannot complain about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. That's the basics of all of this stuff. Whether we're trying to get people healthy, out of pain, stronger, whatever. You can't be like, oh, I wish nobody wishes they can throw a baseball at 95 miles an hour. That does not happen. Nobody wishes they could pull 200 pounds off the ground, and then it just happens. This takes work. So go get to it. Go execute something today. Go do something healthy for yourself intentionally. Not, oh, yeah, I woke up the stairs 10 times because I have a high rise. No, that is not intentional effort to be healthy. Go do something intentional. Get off your butt. Go take a walk. Go take a bike ride. Come in here. I'll let you use the gym for, to mention the show. Nobody freaking watches anyway. I'll mention the show, and I'll let you work out here for an hour for nothing. All right. I'll see you guys later. Go have a cup of coffee. Jeff, I'm sure I'll see you soon. Later, guys.